Right, day 20. What's the worst that could happen? I've got to start another machine. Payroll is processing. Oh shit. Payroll is processing the bonuses for all the hardworking elves. One of the elves has sent McPayroll a file that they're claiming contains the updated payment information. The only problem is that she doesn't recognise the elf. Could this be a sneaky attack from Grinch Enterprises to cause more havoc? And now analyse the file to see if you can determine whether it's malicious or not. McPayroll provides this file to McSkiddy, who is a member of the security team. McSkiddy is a wise elf. She knows to analyse the file in a sandbox environment, therefore she's fired up her Remnux VM to look at the suspicious file. She unzipped the archive and saw that there was a folder named Samples and a file named Test File in the zip archive. She copied these files over to her Remnux desktop to begin analysis. In the task, we'll learn how to identify the type of the file type of a file regardless of file extension. We'll find strings in a file and how to calculate the hash of a file, using VirusTotal to perform preliminary analysis of a suspicious file. So the initial analysis, to get started with the analysis, McSkiddy started running file command. The file command is a Linux utility that helps determine a file's file type, regardless of the file extension the file may have. McSkiddy understands that malware authors sometimes use misleading file extensions, so she verifies the file type as a first step. The following syntax is used to check the file type: file, space, and then the file name. You can read more about the file utility by running the following command in Linux terminal, just to read the man file, and then here's a screenshot of McSkiddy running the file command on one of the files. This file seems to be a Windows executable. It seems like McSkiddy's suspicions held their weight. So let's do that before we go on. So let's go samples. Which one do they run? Xmatter. So we're doing file Xmatter. It is a P32 executable console Intel 80386 mono .NET assembly for MS Windows. Make that bigger. Right, so we know it's a Windows executable. It seems like their suspicions held the weight. To gather more information about the file, they tried typing the strings command. Strings is also a Linux utility. It extracts and prints the printable character sequences from a given file, or what's also known as strings. Knowing what strings are present in a file can often provide interesting information about the file. Specifically for executable files, the strings utility can give pointers to different functions called by the executable file. Any IP addresses or domain names, URLs, which might help in further analysis. This information may also help security tools like antivirus software in flagging files as malicious by identifying possible malicious traces or indicators of compromise, as they are called in the security industry. So strings, and then you want the same file. So let's see what this spits out. So we get all kinds of stuff. I'm sure not all of that is useful. Right, so let's read on. We've done the following syntax. You can read more about strings. Yeah, we don't care. The output of strings command was a little too long for the terminal, so you can save the output to a file. This can be done with strings and then use that operator to put it in a file. So let's do that. Strings output.txt. So we go to the root. Okay, so let's read it. That's better. So game, same garbled stuff, but you can see some things it's doing. Okay. You can see that the first line reads, "This program cannot be run in DOS mode. This is part of the DOS stub of a Windows executable." McSkiddy is a little confused when looking at the file as it contains lots of gibberish. Yep. However, she kept scrolling through until she was rewarded with some interesting strings. Administratively prohibited. Authentication banners. Create none-auth method. As McSkiddy started to discover more interesting things, she gained an idea of the evil elf's intentions were to use with the malware. She could see references to SSH, yep, to send a message or file. Even though this functionality could be used in a non-malicious program, McSkiddy is unwilling to take any chances, therefore has decided to upload the file to VirusTotal. VirusTotal will scan the files, URLs, IP addresses, and give you a hash that you can provide up to 60 antivirus software products. On the home page, McSkiddy had a few options to either submit a file, URL, or IP address. McSkiddy understood that the file could contain sensitive information and should not be uploaded to a third-party analysis service right away. So she calculated its MD5 hash and searched VirusTotal using the hash. That's very clever, McSkiddy. So let's do that. Let's get the file name. MD5 Sun. We want that. And if we go the web browser, yeah. Oh, come on. This is like the most annoying thing about using these attack boxes, they're so slow. Alright, so VirusTotal. Come on. Please, what the fuck is, like, just search? They not have internet access, is that right? So we're going to search the hash. It's already uploaded, so we can just use this. Once you have the hash, you search for it after pressing enter. The search results confirm the suspicions. Let's get rid of that Google thing. You can see that the file was marked as malicious by a majority of antivirus software vendors. Moreover, she could see that the classification each antivirus software had given the file. So it's like Trojan, 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 Trojan. Yeah, I think there's a Trojan in this. If you check on the Details tab, you can see the hashes of the file, its submission history, and different properties. So we go Details, get the hash that we searched for, and a load of other types of hash. And then when it was submitted, different names that it's gone by. Original name sender2.exe. In the Relations tab, it explains the relations between malware and the different domains, IP addresses, files that are associated with it, and their virus total scores. Go back up, Relations. It's got some domains. Yeah, this IP is a bit dodgy. The Behavior tab shows different activities performed by the malware. So if we go Behavior, so they've got registry keys that it sets, that it deletes, processes, and finally the Community tab contains community member posts on what their view on the malware is. So Thor, you're a rule match. So most people think these are bad. Surprised I didn't get a Grinch reply in here saying like, oh no, it's safe. Just run it. After looking at all the information, McSkiddy was certain that this particular file was malicious. Let's log into the machine attached with the task and help McSkiddy answer the following questions. Open the terminal and navigate to the file on the desktop named test file using the strings command. Check the strings file. There is only a single line of output. What is it? So where the hell is test file? Just on the desktop. Sorry. You see that, yeah. So we can see test file, strings, test file, and there's our flag. Let me copy it. Check the file type of test file using the file command. So, file, test file. It is an iCar virus test files, and they want the whole thing, I'm guessing, or no, they just want that. So copy that. Calculate the file's hash and search for it on VirusTotal. When was the file first seen in the wild? So again, md5 sum test file. Let's grab that. Back to home page, search. Oh, definitely vulnerable or exploitable, whatever. Details, first seen in the wild. Or did it want submission? First seen in the wild, good. On Virus Titles Detection tab, what is the classification assigned to the file by Microsoft? Dodgy AF. Relations. Is it relations? Which one do they want? Detections. Microsoft, where are you? There you are. It's virus DOS iCar test file. Go to this link and learn more about the file and what it's used for. What were the first two names of the file? I love how it's like just click a random link and learn about it. Yeah, it's a malware test file. So the test file is designed to trigger the scanning, isn't it? Yeah, so you use it to test that the scanning tool can pick it up properly. What were the first two names of the file? Could be those ones. iCar. No, that's not right. Should we look at download? Who is this? It's going to be like either iCar.com or TXT. Let's have a look. iCar.com. Yeah, it could be that. That might be the zip file. Let's have a look. No. The second one. And there's a space. What the hell is that supposed to be? And down. Oh, there we go. Ducklin, or literally the first line of the file. This file used to be named ducklin.htm or ducklin-html.htm. It was based on its original author Paul Ducklin and is made in cooperation with Caro. Random bit of trivia there. The file has 68 characters in the start, known as the known string. It can be appended with whitespace characters up to a limited number of characters. What is the maximum number of total characters that can be in the file? Hopefully they've just got it listed here in the notes. Don't want to have to like brute force it to figure it out. Up to a limited number of characters. It's going to be like that, 255 or something. No. I don't want to figure it out by like just testing it. What's the known string? Maybe this tells us something. The first 68 characters is the known string. It may optionally be appended to any combination of whitespace characters to a total length not exceeding 128. There we go, I wouldn't fire off with the 256. Just need to half it. Cool. The only whitespace characters allowed are the space character tab, LFCR or Control-Z. To keep things simple, the file only uses uppercase letters, digits, punctuation marks, does not include spaces. The only thing to watch out for when typing in the test file is that the third character is the capital letter O, not the digit 0. You are encouraged to make use of the iCard test file if you are aware of people who are looking for real viruses for testing purposes. Bring the test file to their attention if you're aware of people who are discussing the possibility of an industry standard test file. Tell them about iCard.org. Cool. Alright, that was fairly easy. I thought that was going to be a bit more involved. But yeah, good way to introduce people to like basic Linux commands. Like strings and MD5 sums. I wanted to do man though. Man strings. Like actually get people to read the documentation as well. That's like pretty good. Yeah. Let's close that. Close. Turn it off. That's it. Day 19, day 20 completed. Hooray! Let's see who we can go and raid. And I can go eat my dinner. Go and raid. Got anyone doing text stuff? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we do. Yeah, there's that guy. Let's go say hello to him. Okay. Alright, that's it for me. I will catch you Wednesday and we'll do the next two. So yeah, see you later. Ciao.